Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here doing the unboxing and try on of the July Boxycharm. It wasn't a luxe month, it was just a regular month. But yeah, this month was actually pretty good. I liked almost everything in my box. I have everything that I got in the box on my face right now, and I created a different kind of look on my eyes. I've seen so many different variations of people doing this look, and if you want to see how I made this look on my face here, then make sure you continue watching, of course, but also, why not hit that subscribe button? Become part of the Wolf Pack today, and let's get into it. Okay, sorry, I had to zoom you out just a little bit. Kind of felt like you were really up at my face there for a second. Okay, so first off in the box, I got the Elemis Superfood. This is the Vital Veggie Mask. Haven't had a chance to try this yet, but I have heard amazing things about it. And honestly, I'm just a fan of Elemis in general. A lot of their products are really, really nice. And I'm super excited. If you have tried this, let me know what you think of it. Especially if you have sensitive skin, can you let me know how it's been working out for you? And, okay, so my fellow brushaholics, I'm trying to gather them all together because it kind of made a mess whenever I was getting my makeup done today. And of course, we got a set of brushes from Lexie Beauty this month, and brushaholics, I'm so glad that they had these in the box. And I'm hoping you enjoyed them as well because honestly, they're so pretty. These are the Lexie brushes, the Gaea, but these are Unleash Your True Beauty by Being Kind to the Earth. Please help keep our planet beautiful by recycling this package. So it is a fully recyclable packaging, and that's actually pretty cool. I didn't realize that when I first opened it. I just saw brushes and honestly it's like, bam, I gotta get them. So let's take a look at the brushes. I did use these in my look today, and I kind of forgot that I had these. So I didn't realize that I had this one until pretty much closer to the end, and then I used it to apply some highlight. And then this guy, I totally forgot about these brushes. I was just using my regular brushes that were ironically Lexie Beauty also. But it comes with a little precision brush. This is a Lexie 246 Precision Crease. I use this more for like packing on shadow, things like that, or in today's situation, like to do your inner corner highlight and hit that brow bone. And this one was the 250 Large Eye Blending Brush. This one is really, really good just to blend out your transition shade, things like that. And then this beauty, this is the Lexie 510 Foundation Brush. You can use this for foundation, but the way I use it is for especially face masks, things like that. And if you're going to be using it for your foundation, I don't know why I started to say there for a second, but if you're going to use this for your foundation, it's good to kind of spread out the product. And then if you're going to go in with a sponge, this is just really good to make sure you get even coverage of all your makeup before you blend it out. When I first saw these, I thought they were the regular rose gold brushes, but the handle is a little bit different, and I love the texture that this has. It is a wood grain brush, and it has the pink, almost like a staining instead of an actual paint over top of it, but you still see a lot of the natural grain, and you feel that texture coming through, and I really like this. I'm still not the biggest fan of, and there's like one random long hair, I'm still not the biggest fan of a completely white brush because I do get concerned that maybe it's going to stain. And I just use my clippers to get that little long sprig there. But actually, they're so soft. They feel really, really nice against the skin, so I'm very thankful to get that. Whew, alright. But the real star of today's video is this eyeshadow palette from Butter London. And again, I love the natural look of this, the natural wood grain. It's really, really pretty. I still need to zoom you guys in. Okay, that's better. That feels more comfortable. But yeah, this is really, really pretty. I do like it a lot. And here are the colors. And of course, it came with a nice size mirror. Considering for the shape of the palette, you know, this one's kind of hard to try and do a whole face, but if you're just trying to do your eyes, it's a perfect shape for that. And I used almost everything in the palette on my eyes today. I started off the look not with this palette. I had to use the bronze shade in my Cover FX palette just because I was very uncomfortable with the darkest shade in this palette. I was afraid to start off the look with that. So I started off with the bronzer just as a transition to make sure that everything blended smoothly into the crease. I went in with Temptress in the crease and blended it into up towards the brow bone. I had a little bit of trouble with that color. It's actually super pigmented. I think that if I was a darker skin tone, I would have had an easier time starting off with that color, but because I'm very fair skinned, it just wasn't meant for me. It just didn't want to work the way that I wanted it to, so I had to make sure that I blended it very carefully, and I did have a little bit of trouble. Well, I'll tell you in a second. And then I went ahead and cut the crease with a little bit of concealer. The concealer that I used today is from Lorac. This is the Perfection concealer, and this one I feel like it's underrated. I feel like this doesn't get nowhere near as much love as it should because it does such a good job. If I'm trying to go for a no foundation look, I can take a little bit of this underneath my eye and spread it out, and it does great, and it lasts all day. I'm a big fan of this. It's one of my favorites. Just saying. So I used that. Also used that to prep the lid today. But I used that to cut the crease, and then I went in with Star in the inner third of the eye, and that's just a real nice. It's almost like a foresty green, but with shimmer in it, and it turned out really pretty. I do like the way that looks. And leading into the next shade, I went in with Femme Fatale. This is a really pretty, bold, like a turquoise color. I put that in the middle of the lid, and I made sure I blended in a little bit and outward a little bit more than just the third. That way I could make sure that they blended really well with the other two shades. And I had to pack that on several times with the brush because while it does have a lot of pigment, it does have a lot of power to it, it seemed like whenever you go to blend it out, it loses that pigment fairly quickly. So I did have to layer it a couple of times, but once I got layered up and the vibrancy that I wanted, it stands out so well, and I really like the way it's blending, especially into that first color. Then to deepen the outer crease, or the outer part of the eye, I went back in with Temptress, and I put that very lightly on the very outermost part of the eye, and I made sure that I blended that as well back into Femme Fatale. So I did sort of an ombre effect with my eye. I really like the way this turned out, and then I went, after I blended everything out, and I went back into that crease and deepened it a little bit, and I made sure that I blended out that color. This was the point where I realized, crap, I actually do have a blending brush in my set that I got in my box. I needed to use it. So I used that to blend the color a little bit more seamlessly on the outer part. Then I used my concealer again, and I kind of stamped out the line that I wanted to kind of give you that lifted look on the end. And then I took all of my eyeshadow, and instead of repeating the exact same thing, I went first with that blue shade, Femme Fatale. I went first in there pretty much all over the lower lash line, pretty much the entire way. I did a little bit of the green in the inner corner and a little bit of that Temptress in the outer, just to connect the lower lash line to the upper lash line. And it turned out pretty good. I had a little bit of trouble with this eye over here. It just didn't want to blend out the way I wanted, and whenever I went to stamp it, I didn't quite match this side, so it looks a little uneven, but you know, you do what you can. And then I went into Enchantress, and that is what I used the small brush in the set, the Lexie 246. I used that to put on the inner corner color and on the brow bone. And that one, I kind of had a little bit of trouble picking it up on a brush. It was almost like this shade is pressed a little bit too hard. But I mean, it's okay. I also used that fluffy brush, the large eye blending brush. I use that to apply that shade as a highlight. And it's very subtle. It's not very intense, which is okay. I like that. The only thing that I really didn't much care for in the box this time was the eyeliner. I'm not a big fan of it. I did use it to line the lower lash line for my look. And is it okay? Yes, it's totally okay, but I think with the look that I made, it just didn't really fit well with it. But speaking of the look, oh, and I had the hardest time getting the packaging off of this product this time. It just did not want to work well with me, and I still have to get it off of the cap here. Really quickly, the rest of the products I used on my face. Of course, I used the finishing powder to set my concealer, and used the contour, the bronzing shade, to bronze up my face. And then I went into the Alomar blush palette, and I used the middle shade, and I used that for my blush today to just warm up my complexion because it was looking a little dull there for a second. And the last thing that I had used from the box, this is the Alomar Cosmetics Mother of Pearl Gloss in the shade Senorita. And this is a real pretty rose gold shade. Whenever I was watching Kylie Jenner's unboxing of the July box, this is the shade that she got too. And she seemed like she liked it. I know it's kind of a debate whether or not she enjoys her unboxings or not, because, you know, Boxycharm does pay her. And I'll say this again, they did make sure that she put #ad like throughout several tiles in her Instagram story, and they were very, very plainly accessible, like viewable. They were very, very prominently displayed. That's what I'm looking for. They were a lot easier to see this time than she did last time, or last month with that box. But I used this gloss today, and I tried my best to film this, guys. This is the craziest thing. Whenever I was putting it on and I was getting it out of the tube, when I pulled it out, it was almost like the gloss was trying to jump back into the tube. It was so weird. I did it a couple of times, and I really tried my best to get it on camera. I don't know if you can really see it. I'm hoping when I go to edit this video you can see it, because I've never seen a gloss do that before. And it actually, it started to jump onto my shirt also. But I had to call Devin over here and let him see it because it was so interesting. And I did some research on that, and I found that it's because there's so much glitter in this formula, and it's kind of bigger glitter too. Like, I can see the glitter pieces on my lips. I'm guessing whenever you're pulling it out of the tube, it creates a static, or maybe not static electricity, but static cling, sort of. I don't know how to describe this. I don't know why it's happening, but it sure did. It jumped back into the tube. Like, I want to see if I can get it to do it. There it goes. And so I put that on today, and I think it doesn't leave a lot of pigment behind, like a lot of color. It's mostly a lot of shine, a lot of glitter. But I actually really like the way this turned out. So this seems like a really simple look that I have on today. I didn't use a whole lot of products. The biggest thing that you may have noticed, because whenever I started out the tutorial, I didn't have any foundation on, any makeup on, because I didn't know how a couple of the shades in the eyeshadow palette were going to perform. I didn't know if I was going to have fallout with that darkest shade especially. The two matte shades in here, I was just worried that they were just going to make a big old mess, to be honest. So that's why it looks a little bit weird. I didn't have my foundation on before. But the biggest thing that you may notice different in that video is my brows. My brows. They are large and in charge. They are bold. I have been getting back into the ABH dip brow, and I've been enjoying it. I have a little bit of trouble trying to figure out my eyebrow shape, especially because this brow is visibly lower than this one on my face. It's just how it is. It's not that I've overplucked it and made it uneven. It's just because there's nothing there. There is nothing. I have to draw this line on. So I did that today, and I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at it. Devin complimented my brows the last time I did this. He said that he really liked the structured look. And I think because my roots have grown out, I'm able to wear a lot easier. So I may be doing this more often. If you guys want to see me do an actual full-on tutorial, because brows take a long time. If you want to see me doing that in the video, let me know. I'll make sure I include that the next time that I use this. But yeah, guys, that is everything that I got today. I'm so excited to use this tonight. I cannot wait. Yeah, so I've got a couple other videos I'm going to try to film today. I have a request to do if I lost my makeup and had to start all over, what would I get again? What would I get first? So I had a request from one of you awesome guys, and I'm going to do that video for you next. Alright, well, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I hope you're having a great day, and again, don't forget to And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the Wolf Pack today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!